What is up, YouTube? Did not plan on picking these up, but I know a lot of the community has been bugging me about doing a video, so I did grab them just to see how they are in hand. And like previous videos, photos I've seen online, I'm not really crazy about them. I'll be straight up, I'll be honest. This is the 2025 Air Jordan 8 Aqua. Things I'm not crazy about. I'll start off with materials to begin with. The suede slash nubuck on the panels, of course, is too light of gray. The black, I don't think it's the greatest of quality. I believe that it's like, this is straight out of the box. There's like marks all over the toes. I think it's very like wear spots just straight out of the box. As you can see, it doesn't look like the best quality stuff. It's thinner cut, as we see, which doesn't mean it's not necessarily a good quality material, but the way it feels is like the black metallic 5, the 3M retro that they came out with just a few months ago. It kind of reminds me of that material, which was not up to par for me personally. Again, pointed toe box. It does not look right on a Air Jordan 8. That is definitely more of a running toe, sleek. This is I'll use the word bulky, quote unquote, tank of a shoe. Air Jordan 8, Jordan slicing and dicing in the 93 season through the playoffs. These were the All-Star Game sneaker that he selected, and never did it look like a running shoe slope. So it's just weird to me still. I don't really care for it. Midsoles, we have, it's almost iridescent. It's not terrible. We will bust out the 2015 and the OG, but what I do not like very much is it's kind of got a sheen to it. Like, they were doing better with the paint jobs, and they got this kind of sheen. You can see it's definitely shinier, speckled. There's other details I'm not crazy about. One of them, probably my biggest detail I'm not a huge fan of, is the heel. How it's it should be all angled. So it kind of angles in, and then it kind of bows out, and it's kind of flat, and then kind of sticks out. So again, this is not, and I knew from photos, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this sneaker at all. I'm very partial to the 2015 retro, but I did pick them up. A lot of people have been asking for this video, and so we will have a comparison coming up with 3 pairs. We will have the OG, 2015, and the 2025. All right, let's look at the front end shot. Starting from the left, we have the 2015, 1993, 2025. Right off the bat, let's start from the top. So as you see on the OG, I did show previously with the 2015 retro a few years back, you got more space here. This is much more narrow. You got more space here. Again, on this one, you see it, and it's actually rolled back. Like this, it should show like this does. You see the stitch line from the back lining. That is correct. The blue is a little lighter. They keep shrinking this though. This is smaller. This is really big. This is a little smaller, and this is definitely much smaller. Colors are pretty vibrant though. It looks pretty good. Other than that, this is kind of more frayed almost. This is a little more refined, as you can see, like the fuzziness. It almost has like a frayed finish to it. So yeah, I definitely like that better on the 2015. Material wise, you can see the edges just pop more on these two. Obviously the OG, where all the edges, the cut edges exposed, really shows. On the 2015 here, it just kind of lost. It's not cut as thick. It's a little thinner cut, and the edges don't show. And again, that nubuck looks dirty and not the greatest, honestly. The 23 is tilted here. It's more straight on the OG, and it's very pronounced. It looks really good. I think they tried to kind of mock that here, but it didn't really show up. This one's a little more faint, but it definitely is pronounced, but not as much as the original, that Durabuck. Gray panel's way too light. I do not like it. It makes it look cheap to me when you have this stealthy dark coloring, and just kind of throws everything off. So not a huge fan of that. Just for a quick note, both retros outside sides of the 2015 and the 2025 here in 2015, both size 11. The OG is size 10.5. So very, very small size difference, but nonetheless a good trio to compare with. When you come down to the toe box, you can kind of see just the slope, and the OG8 should come down and kind of rounds off. So you see it here, definitely see it on the OG, and here when we do more toe-to-toe, you will see it's kind of pointed like the recent playoffs. Next, we're going to turn them and look at the back heel. All right, looking at the back heels now. Again, the OG has definitely got the darkest shade of gray on the back. Really smooth material, feels great. This one's a little lighter, and this is way lighter. And this is very fuzzy. Again, it just doesn't really go with the sneaker, I don't think, and overall it just looks cheap, especially when you look at all three together. Midsole paint. So the midsoles, I know some people still don't realize that it has speckles. So they did speckle on the OG, and you can see they reproduced it here. Obviously there's some oxidation on the OG. We will see a little better shots when we do the mid-heel side and we do toe-to-toe. Here it's almost like kind of iridescent almost to me. But yeah, it's just kind of lost a little bit. It doesn't really have that flake, that speckle finish to the paint. The booties here, the neoprene, this one's pretty much on point with, they didn't really change that from 2015. It's a little lower. You want to see that bigger pull tab, obviously on the OG, even on a 10.5. It's just got that height, that support. All right, just a quick insole comparison really quick. This is the new retro 2025. Here's the 2015. You can see it's more textured. It's got more of a, you can feel it, you can hear it. It's a little more textured fabric. This is definitely more like the OG. I'll drop a slide in. Definitely not going to be able to yank the insole out, but we will drop the slide. This one is smoother, it's softer, but I do like it because it's a thicker polyurethane compared to the black kind of foam that they used. But I do like the finish on this one better. And then moving on to toe-to-toe. So this is the 2015 and the 1993. So we're just going to swap them out. So a quick comparison here. You can see it slopes down, kind of very similar to the OG, and then it rounds off. Okay, so it looks really good. Speckled midsoles, as we see. On this one, we can kind of see a little bit of the fleck in the paint still, even this many years later. So it's pretty good. It's just amazing to have this pair right now because OG8s, they crumble. There's a lot of pairs that have been already sole swapped or maybe thrown out, and it's really nice to actually have an example that is still intact. So let's move on to the pointed toe. This is not the same. It's, as you can see. So we have the 2025. Again, the marks on the material just from being in the box, and it just does not look good. It's very, very pointed. I wore the playoff 8s, and it took me, I'm trying not to get rid of them, but they're definitely rubbing just because they made it so pointed. Am I true to size? And these look like they use this exact same mold when they should have just stuck with the 2015 and kept that recipe. As I've spoken about being a pastry chef, keep the recipe of what you have that looks good and works. So as you guys pan back from a side view, as you saw the previous one, it has the white edges cut. You kind of lose the look of the entire sneaker. The grays are way too light. You know, there's just, the lines don't look as pronounced. I'm not crazy about how that looks right next to the OG. I feel like this really represents it much, much better. All right, we're just looking back heel to heel. As you see, the OG, it's got this nice curve to it. Natural curve that starts here and goes up. 2015 does the same. Looks good. The grays, a little lighter. It's not terribly lighter. Mud guards lining up well. Again, matte finished. And you can see the speckle. When you get in close, you can really see the speckle finish here. And you can see it on the 2015 retro. Panning back. The construction looks good too. Just a slope down. You can see white edges. I really like this retro. I think it's one of the best retros that Jordan Brand has done. Okay. So moving on, we'll swap out 2015 and we'll put in 2025. So you don't have that speckle whatsoever in this paint job. It's just got this. It's very different. than either other version. Materials, as you pan back again, does not have the same aesthetic. It does not look as aggressive of a shoe. And I really, probably one of my biggest dislikes of this retro is the heel shape. So you have the curve again, as we saw with the 2015. Here it curves up and then it kind of bows out. Why? I don't get it. It's really strange. I'm not a fan of this portion because it has that first curve, as we see, and it should keep slanting up like the OG, and instead it just looks like somebody stepped on the back heel and walked in them like that for a day. So it's really an odd choice. Yeah, these are not going to be kept. I have zero desire. Again, these were just over $200 for this retro. These are at $235 now, and I know people are just getting kind of fed up to the point where, like, hey, if it's not an improvement upon what this should have been improved on, like the perfect sneaker could have been. So it's like, what's the point? Why are we going to buy something if it's subpar? So that's my biggest disappointment with this sneaker for sure. All right, we're just doing a quick look at the medial side so you guys can see the speckled paint on the OG and the retro and the way the toe comes down, again from the medial side, and you can see the finish on the aqua here into the purple, nice speckle, and then as we pan to the left, the OG, definitely some speckle. We can even turn it a little bit so you guys can see it. Look at that. Look at it. It's there. There is sparkle. Fragile. Must be Italian. So let's swap this out and we'll put in the new retro. And as you see, we have the pointy runner's toe and we don't really have a speckle. It's just kind of this sheen and more shininess on the aqua. Just does not have the same aesthetic as the OG, obviously, or that 2015 retro. Okay, we're just gonna show you guys also just the mud guard on the medial side. We have a little black streak there, and then on the 2015 it's more blue and purples, and they went heavier contrast right here. So there's definitely some differences on that inside portion, but I don't mind the way any of them look. I think it looks fine. It's just a little variable differences. Mud guards here we're gonna compare also. You can see some oxidation definitely on the turquoise. And as you pan, it's got some black streaks in it. Again, it's a little lighter here. It looks cool. I like it. Matte finish. And on the new retro, again, they just strung heavier blacks. So if you pan back, you can kind of see all three versions. Doesn't look bad. It's just a little difference in between each. But obviously, the midsole finish is the biggest deal for me. All right, just looking at the soles really quick. We have our 2025 and then 2015. They're pretty identical. Even the reds and the Jumpman, all the coloring, everything here, it's pretty much the same. Little oxidation here. Maybe it'll come off. But it's pretty spot on, which is good. It's consistent, and I think it looks good. And as you scroll over, you'll see a little difference. Like this is a little smaller, not quite as pronounced, little black lines. Oxidation on the outsole, obviously. The Jumpman's a little darker, which could be from oxidation too. And as you pan back, you can kind of see all three soles. So nothing too crazy to note. Just want to show you guys another angle of the outsole. All right, that will do it. This is a recap. We have the 1993 OG Aqua, 2015, and the 2025. As you can see from overall construction, even from all three of these sitting here, these are by far my least favorite. For all the reasons I just displayed, agree or disagree, I go by fact and exactly reasons why. Overall, I would probably give this sneaker, from what this could have been, like, I'm going to score hard because they have done the work. Like, they had made a great retro. This is one of the best retros ever by Jordan Brand. They could have killed the playoff 8. They could be killing the Chicago 8 coming out, okay? But they're not. They're sticking with this horrible silhouette of whatever they're using for these specs and construction. So I'll give these a 6. Based on materials, based on things they've changed, which they should not have changed. People can say I complain or whatever, but again, it's called critiquing. And when you have done something right, you stick with it. It's a recipe. You stick with it and look at the material. It looks nice. This material does not look good. Let's look at the two toes. That's crazy. This is a brand new sneaker. It just came out. These are 10 years old, sitting in a box. They were shipped in the same way, and it looks like crap. It literally looks like crap. These look like knockoffs, okay? So my 2 cents, that's what I think about this shoe. I will be getting rid of it, either returning it, or if somebody really wants these, I will sell them to you. It's fine, hit me up. But yeah, I will give these a 6 out of 10, and that might be a little generous. So I just got to keep it real. I always will. You guys know by now, watching these videos, and this was a big fail on Jordan Brand's behalf. Hopefully they retool back to at least the 2015, if not the OG. So hope you guys did enjoy this video for what it's worth. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me at OG or Bust on Instagram, and we will see you next time.